we respectfully request the Sangha great virtues for the sake of this assembly and all living beings. Please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung thính đại đức tăng thính, vì thứ Pháp hội cấp nhớ thiết chúng sanh, tịnh chuyên diệu phạm luân giao đạo ngã mùng, như há liêu sanh thoát tư lý khổ đạc lạc, tất chứng vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Nam mô Sananto Sư Chế Đô Ye Ơ La Hờ Đi San Miao San Pu Tô Xế. Nam mô Tạng Đắc Tha Tô Già Tha Gia A La Đế Tam Miệu Tam Bồ Đà Thoa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I'm able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual doctrines. Wu shang sheng sheng wei miao fa bai qian, wan jie nan zao yu wo jin, 见闻得受持，愿解如来真实义。O Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Great Master Jing Liang, Great Master YongHua, all good monks and nuns, and all good knowing advisors of Emitofuo. 诸佛菩萨、精良大师、师父上人、各位出家人、各位上智sư Mỹ Tô Phổ. Chư Phật Bồ Tát, kính thưa Tăng Lương Đại sư Tuyển Thiên Hóa, quý thầy cô và quý vị thiện tri thức A Di Đà Phật. Hello everyone, today is the 23rd of November 2025. We're here at DTT to continue discussing the first chapter of the Avatamsaka Sutra. We're on slide 273. Thank you for joining us. This is the verses spoken by the Dragon King, celestial beings. Sentient beings with all their differences manifest completely on a single hair's tip.
一切众生种种别，于一毛端皆示现。
His spiritual transformations fill the world, thus Sakara contemplates the Buddha.
神通变化满世间，缩结如是，观于佛。
Okay, very good. Commentary slide 275. Sensing beings with all the differences, okay, manifest completely on a single hair's tip. Okay, Master YongHua explained that when he talk about hair's tip, it's the Buddha's hair. The Buddha has a lot of hair, apparently. I didn't know that. And he says if you were talking about the Buddhas appearing on the dragons, the dragons do not have hair; they have scales. Okay. Furthermore, sentient being with all the differences. Okay. This refers to the fact that sentient beings, living beings, have countless variations, countless species, countless sizes. Even sizes are different within their own species. And so their the kind of spiritual power that the Buddha has is that he's able to make living beings appear on the tips of his hair. Okay, so you see that the tip of the hair is very, very tiny, and all the hair on the Buddha's body, and Lord knows how many there are, countless bodies, okay? And the countless bodies are able to manifest different types of living beings on the tip. Isn't that interesting? Okay, and so you see that the Buddha's spiritual powers is incredible. Okay, this section here is meant. These verses are meant to tell you that a lot of things are happening in this world that are beyond our comprehension, because we try to understand it with our logic, with our thinking mind. The reason it happens is because Buddhas don't think, and especially this Sakara Dragon King here, he doesn't either, and that's why he's able to perceive this kind of wonderful state of the Buddhas. Okay, his spiritual transformations fill the world. Okay, I don't know what the English part means, but actually it means that the spiritual transformations, okay, they can 满世界, they can appear, they can manifest, they can take place all over the world. So meaning that, number one, is nowhere the Buddha has not been. Think about it. Before he became Buddha, he's all over. He went to San Jose, he went to Los Angeles, he went to Shanghai, he went to Vietnam, and all those places to cultivate and help living beings. So that's why he's been to everywhere, all right? And so he's not unfamiliar to any place in the universe, okay? And he's able to manifest his spiritual powers everywhere in the world. So what's the point of manifesting spiritual power in the world? Meaning that the Buddhas, they can help everyone, because there's all sorts of living beings manifest on the tip of his hair, meaning he's able to connect with all sorts of living beings, okay, everywhere in the world, okay. And then it says, finally it says, his spiritual transformations fill the world, meaning that it's nothing he can't do throughout the world, throughout the universe, all right? And it's mind-boggling because we can't possibly imagine that's possible, okay? Until the end of time, we won't be able to list out the things he's able to do here, okay? And when I first learned about the Avatamsaka Sutra, I was really could not understand. I said, how is it possible? This thing is so big, so many, how is it possible? Okay, I could not possibly think of a possible reason why it would be the case. I racked my brains, I couldn't figure it out. And after I learned Chan, I realized it's possible only after you stop thinking and stop trying to understand it. Okay? Meaning what? Believe. If the Buddha is able to do this, let's look at it from the other side of the equation. If the Buddha is really able to do that, okay, what would he try to pull our legs? What would he try to impress us? See, because to us, mortals, we think of spiritual transformation are like miracles, like things that are so impressive, so wonderful, okay? And we are drawn to that, we're impressed by that. Buddhas are not. That's a different world. Okay? So it's like when you're so rich, you can spend money, buy something that costs $5, you don't even think about it. Okay? I have to think about it. I need to plan. Okay? Is that clear? So this, to me, the message here is that you try to understand this, you won't be able to. Okay? So it teaches you that it's only possible if you believe the Buddha, you believe the Avatamsaka Dharma, you believe the teachings, you have to bring yourself to the state where you stop thinking. That's when you're able to see this like this, as this Sagaka, whatever his name is. Okay, Sagara. Okay, this Dragon King here is able to see that himself. You see, so it's not just the Buddha alone, but the Buddha's disciples confirm this kind of state. It's two different beings now. Sagara is the one who describes what the Buddha can do. Isn't that cool? So now you have, in this sutra, we have two different beings. One confirms the other. It's so Buddhist. All right? It's the disciples certifying the teacher. He says, yeah, Buddha can really do that. Next, the Buddha, with the unlimited strength of his spiritual powers, extensively proclaims his epithets equal to the number of sentient beings.
佛以神通无限力，广演名号等众生。
He enables all to hear according to their likes and pleasures, cloud-like sounds, enlightens thus and understands.
随其所乐普使闻，如是云因能误解。
Okay. The Buddha, with the unlimited strength of his spiritual powers, okay? Buddha's spiritual powers are unstoppable. It is no match. There's no one can really match his spiritual powers except for another Buddha. Is that clear? So, message is here, who are you siding with? Who are you following? Huh? If you're not following Buddha, then you're making a tragic mistake. Huh? He's the strongest, he's the most powerful. Why would you distract yourself and digress into lesser protectors? Okay, so that's the first message to me. He's most powerful, I like it, I follow. And then furthermore, he says, one day you be like me as well. No reason why you can't be like me eventually. I guarantee you'll be like me. Okay? And that's when I say, if I'm going to be like you, can I be like you before my teacher? Hint, hint. Huh? Can I be like him before Master YongHua? You should be thinking that way. You ungrateful people. Okay? And this is Buddhism. You don't need to wait. Okay? The student surpassing the teacher is normal. Okay? And the teacher actually feels depressed, but actually he's pretty proud of that in the end. Okay? So it's kind of interesting. So, you see, he's a very powerful, most powerful being on earth. Okay? You really believe that? Why would you follow anyone else? That's my question to you. All the people out there, they're so smart, they're so savvy, and yet they follow these strange teachers. Okay? Yeah. Extensively proclaims his epithets equal to the number of sentient beings. Okay. And this is another point that's kind of interesting. Buddha has countless Buddha names. It's not just one name, but there are uncountable Buddha's name. Why do you think Buddhas have their names? Why do you name your son Anthony or Heyu or Ray or Daniel or so forth? Yeah, because each name has a meaning. Yeah, what does Anthony mean? You don't even know. Look it up. Hey, you look it up. Don't sit there and wait. How about Daniel? What does it mean? I think, at one time, someone asked me, my ex-disciple asked me to name his children. So I started going to the list of names, and actually I found out that each name has a meaning, a specific meaning. Okay? So it's very much in each culture, each name carries a meaning. So I forgot now. It has been several years, so I don't remember those names here that I was considering. All right. So let me give you the answer. Okay. Names. What is your name? What do you call? Huh? Tina. Tien, like heavens. No? You don't know? You don't know heaven? Never been to heavens? Okay. Yeah, so what Daniel mean?
Master, I just chat GPT. They say damn means judge or the judged, and the EL referring to God. So this common name actually means God is my judge. I know you just mentioned probably I should change into Buddha is my judge for him. Thank you.
So Buddhist, so non-Buddhist. Okay, yeah. So you see, each name, even though we choose certain names, we don't realize they have a meaning. So each names were created in the past because it carries a subtle message from our parents. Okay, so Buddha's names similarly, they have different names because that's what they known to their followers. Okay, for example, when Master YongHua was younger, his name was Tu Lun. Okay, Tu Lun. Okay. Meaning that Tu is to cross over, Lun is the wheel to cross over. So he's a wheel that crosses over living beings, okay? Or the wheel that turns, meaning that he speaks Dharma, a lot of Dharma, and he saves living beings that way, all right? And then that's his first name, that his master, Changren, Chang, whatever, gave him. And then later, when he met Master Xu Yun said, no, from now on you'll be known as a patriarch in Mahayana, and you'll be known as YongHua. Okay? Xuan is proclaim, Hua is to transform. You proclaim the Buddha Dharma in order to transform living beings. So the same concept is Tu Lun, but actually more elegant, if you will. Okay, so you see, each name, when Master Xu Yun named Master YongHua that way, because he says, here, this is a message. This is what you're supposed to do. This is how I see you. Okay, doing your work. So the names are actually the work that you do, that your teacher hoped you do, and that is what you're supposed to achieve. And therefore, you be known in the world as so-and-so, because not only a teacher recognizes that, but also the beings that you help also know you by that name. All right? Yes, Wei Mao.
Dạ, thưa Thầy, con chỉ muốn nói là tất cả những danh hiệu của Đức Phật có phải là những cái công hạnh của các ngài, mỗi cái danh hiệu như vậy là một cái công hạnh của các ngài?
Hello, Master. I would just wanted to say that each of the Buddha's names is represent one of his work and conduct that he's created before.
Exactly. So, because before he became a Buddha, he did a lot of good work. What is good work? Good work is you help others. Okay? When you're younger, you play. That's good work. When you get older, okay, that's when you have to help others, learn to help others. So Buddhas are very special, noble beings whose job, what Buddhas do all day long, all night, is to help others. Whereas children's job is to play and to grow taller. Okay, so keep growing for a long, long time. Don't be like my teacher who stopped growing very quickly. Okay, he's ignoring me. Okay, must be bored to death, all these Avatamsaka Sutra lectures. My gosh, what do adults do for entertainment? It's incomprehensible, huh? Don't you think? Huh? Okay, so exactly that's like that Lily just said. Buddhas, they go somewhere and they help big time. They help a lot of living beings. That's why, and this is what you have to remember. Buddhas, they help many, many living beings, and therefore they're known by that name because many living beings benefited from them. Amitabha Buddha, for example, helped many, many living beings. That's why he's known by all those living beings who were helped by him as Amitabha Buddha. All right? So keep that in mind. Meaning, which also means that because the Buddha has so many different names, meaning he's helped so many living beings. It's fascinating to me. I'd be glad just having 100 disciples. I can never crack 100 disciples. Buddhas have countless disciples. Fascinating. Okay. He enables all to hear according to the likes and dislikes. Okay. And this is another aspect of the Buddha that's fascinating, in that whatever you like to hear, he will talk about it for you. Okay? Talk about politics, talk about stock market. By the way, it's time to buy now. Yeah, people are panicking and they're overreacting. I feel it's time. Okay. People out there, you make a lot of money, remember me. It's an overreaction, especially in AI bubble. It's nonsense. They're manipulating the market. So that's why we ride on that and make a lot of money. Tell your husband. Okay. Anyway, he's on vacation, isn't he? Okay. So what's interesting, there are 2 points here. The Buddhas are able to know about what you like. Okay, they know. Okay, what you enjoy. Okay, whatever you enjoy, they can talk about it. And that, boys and girls, is the nature of our work. If you want to be a Buddhas, we need to learn about people's likes and dislikes and talk about it. He said, "Yes, Sangwok." You don't just be here, I'm going to be a Buddha. I want to be a Buddha. I want to be a Buddha. You go like that, you'll never become Buddha. Now you have to learn about what the Chinese like, the Vietnam like, children like, and talk about it. Yeah, cool? Huh? Little differences like that will save you time. Okay? Yes, Wei Mao.
Which stock that we should buy?
Stocks? Right now, since you asked, okay, right now they talk about the AI bubble and people overreacting. These people, I feel, are manipulating a stock market. They're saying things are incorrect. They don't even know how to run companies. They don't know accounting. They don't understand technology, okay? And they're wrong. I feel they're wrong. So it won't be long before it rebounds. Okay? Because people are not stupid. There are plenty of smart people who understand that the so-called experts really don't know what they're talking about. They're not engineers, they're not accountants, just lucky. Okay? So, they make money by preying on people like us who are gullible and did not do our homework. All right. So, AI stocks. Okay? And this is when we accept companies who would like to advertise, AI companies who would like to advertise on our channel. And I be glad I accept mugs of such companies. Just think about it, folks. You have your logo right here. And I would take a sip of tea while speaking the Avatamsaka Sutra. Can't ask for better advertising value than this. Okay, so remember, folks, part of the work is get to know what living beings like and talk about it. Okay? So cloud-like sounds enlighten us and understands. Okay? So again, the Chinese translation from Chinese is kind of a little bit off. 如是, okay? That's how cloud-like sounds was enlightened to and understands. It's not thus. Thus is 如是 is thus, but actually here it's to me it's like poetry. 如是, that's how. Okay, it's not thus. That's how cloud-like sounds, Dragon King was able to enlighten to, awaken to, and understand. Okay, so it shows the track record and shows the communion between cloud-like sounds, Dragon King, and the Buddha state. It's not thus. It's because it's how he became enlightened. Okay, thus in Buddhism has a very spiritual meaning. Okay, and this is an abuse of thus, if you ask me. Chinese people, go ahead, disagree with me. I take a lot of liberties, you know. When I learned Chinese or on my own, and for me to take this kind of liberties is kind of unwise. All right, you agree? Okay, this is how he sees it, and so it's kind of poetry. Not the thus of Buddhism. Next, multitudes in measureless, boundless lands, the Buddha encompasses in a single pore.
无量无边国度中，佛能令入一毛孔。
The thus come ones and sits serene amidst the assemblies, so perceives mouth a flame dragon.
如来安坐彼会中，此焰口龙之所见。
All right, very good. Wow, how clever. She forces him to bow now. So manipulative. Okay, see you later. Come again. Thank you. Okay, bye-bye. Be good now. Grow taller. Okay. Okay. Multitudes in measureless and boundless land the Buddha can encompass in a single pore. Okay. And so, what he's talking about is that Buddha's, what? What's clear to you? This verse. He sits. That's what he does. He doesn't walk. He doesn't drive. He doesn't ride a bike. He doesn't drive. He sits. Okay? Like Sangwok Sunim. Sangwok Sunim, she likes to sit. She doesn't want to walk. She doesn't want to, right? Just, I want to sit. Where? Why? What does he sit? Why do I sit? Okay, no, okay. I went too fast. Okay. Sorry. Okay, I skipped two lines. I apologize. Boundless lands. Okay, can't count those Buddha lands. And the number of beings inside the Buddha lands are also countless. So Buddhism is mind-boggling. Countless Buddha lands and countless living beings in the Buddha lands. So it's like infinity to the infinity power. Okay? So try to understand that. Yes, go ahead, YouTube.
Thank you, Master. There's a question here from Diego. It says, question from Spanish YouTube.
Yes.
In the book, The Path to the Truth from Venerable Master YongHua, he speaks about Confucianism's doctrine, that it is based on solid ethical principles of social and hierarchical behaviors. My question is, where do we put Confucianism in Mahayana Buddhism and Chan meditation? Thank you, Master.
Confucianism is a very good foundation for Chan and for Mahayana. They're both based on the same principles of decency, of honesty, of service, of truth. So it's the same foundation. And the reason being, if you read Master YongHua author's comments, Master YongHua said Confucius actually 水月菩萨. Actually, it's water moon. Not wet moon, just water moon. Or it's not like the moon that's immersed. No, it's the moon on the water. No? 水月. Yeah. Water moon. Okay. So he's a water moon bodhisattva. He's actually a bodhisattva. You can imagine immediately, as soon as you hear that, you know that whatever this guy is teaching is actually Buddhism. All right? And therefore, the Confucianism, if you believe that, it's part of Buddhism, beginner Buddhism, if you will. Okay? But you don't need to listen to Master YongHua. You can simply read the Confucian teachings and then separately read the Vinaya code of the Buddha or the teaching from the patriarchs, not the commercial monks like me who need to sell ourselves to make a living, to pay for our mortgages and bills and so forth. So you take whatever we say with a grain of salt. However, the patriarchs, they're good. Well, almost all of them are good. And so you see that the teaching of the patriarchs and Confucius are similar. It has the same common denominator in a form of goodness, okay, of integrity, of service. Okay, and that's the spirit of Mahayana. And what's the other part of the question? Is that it?
That's it.
Okay.
Thank you, Master.
Okay, thank you for the question. So it's not surprising that Master Hsuan often cites Confucian teaching as in his lectures, because whatever you want to call it, you can call it Christianity, you can call it Mormon teaching or Islam teaching, as long as it's about goodness, it doesn't matter what the name it is. Call it Buddhist, call it Mormon, as long as it teaches about your good nature, the greatness in your good nature, then it doesn't matter how you label it. Yes, too.
In China, we have a saying that young people can start learning Confucianism because it's actually a lot of worldly wisdom teaching you like right and wrong for the young people to actually be able to learn how to, achieve better in a worldly way. And then Buddhism is for much later stage because it's much wider in the spiritual realm and about ultimate liberation. Like, we don't have to agree with that, but that's how many people see Confucianism as the starting point and foundation. Yes, it's teaching the same thing, but when you're young, you care more about worldly wisdom. That's when it starts.
It's a very good point. I totally agree. However, there's other aspects you need to consider as well. Here's our problem. And I feel for the Westerners. In Asia, we have a lot of teachers who are knowledgeable because they studied Confucianism when they're younger, and it's revered as part of the Asian culture, not only in China, but also in Vietnam, in Korea, and so forth. Okay, there's this reverence and this appreciation for the teaching is because it strikes a chord in all of us Asians, that this is a genius of Confucius, because when you hear it from most Asians in my generation and so forth, maybe not as much in the younger generations anymore, but in the prior generation, it strikes a chord with us that it makes sense and it's appealing to us, and that's how we receive the influence, the good influences. Problem is nowadays there aren't many people like that anymore. Plus, the Asian kids are now more enamored with the Western values because it's more flashy, it's more instantaneous gratifications, okay, and a worshiping of the ego. It's okay. I grew up believing it's okay as long anything goes, as long you get what you want. Kill, cheat, but you can get away, it's okay. I will refrain myself from going into politics today, okay? But that's what happens. That's a Western value, and this is being adopted in China, in Vietnam, and so forth. If you can get away with it, why not? Okay, grab while you still can. Okay, it's not some of them might even go as far as saying that it's not stealing if you're not caught. In Buddhism, in Confucianism, if you do the wrong thing, it's the wrong thing, whether it's seen or not, whether it's others know or not. You know that's the most important thing. That's the core of the values. Look at yourself. Don't look outside like Westerners. Western values that, I need approval, I need fame, I need gains, and so forth. In Eastern values, Asian values, we prize self-respect. Whereas I'm afraid, to my dismay, Westerners don't have much self-respect. If you look at from an Eastern value system, okay, Confucian value system, if you cheat others, you scam others, you steal from others, really it's because you lack self-respect, because you won't like yourself. It's not about being caught or not. It's about, do you like yourself? Ultimately, people who like you one day will dislike you, okay? What remains is you. You are the constant. So stop, worry less about how others like you, worry more about how you like yourself. How is that for thinking? And that's Eastern values. Western values is very short term. It's all skin deep. Okay? And therefore, it's appealing. I admit, when I was younger, I liked Western values. I didn't like Confucian are losers. Okay? And so, but after I get older and I went through many failures, many suffering, and I realized that the one I pursued, what I value, did not make me happy, ultimately. Okay? And so I went back to Asian values and stumbled upon Master Shenhua's Mahayana teaching. That's how I found my way home. Okay? It's for everyone. All of you, all of us have this, we are so drawn to goodness. Because, how do I know that? Because when we do something wrong, when we cheat others, we steal from others, we're successful in doing that, is this part of us that feels bad about it. No? There's an unpleasant aftertaste. And that's what we all have to live with. Okay? So anyway, going back to the point you made, okay? The reason that nowadays we don't have the young are really in big trouble because they aren't teachers who know enough about the sages' teachings. And that's a crying shame. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. There are plenty of sages who are teaching the right things. Okay? We can learn from them. And that's recognized, has been lauded, and been recognized and praised by countless generations from people who are wiser than we are. And they said, Confucius is a good man. He's a good example. You should follow that. And if you do that, you'll have a happier life. Or as you follow Western values, you serve your ego and sell yourself, you don't end up in good places, unfortunately. Yes, too.
And I just want to echo what Master said. Nowadays, a lot of spiritual leaders, Confucianism, Buddhist, Taoist, be it, even if they're sage, they cannot teach effectively to the younger generation. Their teaching is so obsolete. Their personal experience and life path just cannot connect with young people. So they're teaching the right thing. Even if they're teaching the right thing, young people don't really get it and doesn't resonate. So so I really want to echo what Master just said. I really appreciate what Master is doing, which is connecting the ultimate wisdom to people's daily life and issues. And I think this is the way to connect with the young people and to help them, truly help them. And that's also the code I'm trying to crack for my 4-year-old. How do I connect the wisdom I learned from the Master to a 4-year-old to help him? So
I'm sorry you learned from too old of a man. Here's the point. Thank you. Here's the point I was trying to make earlier. It connects to that. This is consistent with this. The Buddhas can talk about what they like to hear. So if you want to teach your children, you need to learn about what they like. and stir them into what you want to teach them. You have to start with that. Okay? It's right here. It's so important. That's why, recently I was making fun of one of my disciples, I said when I first met him decades ago, he was very easy to read, when he's angry, the face would make grimaces, and he start raising his voice, and then stomping away ultimately, okay? It's so easy, all you have to do is provoke him and say, I hate you, and walk away. Nowadays, can't do that anymore because he's so manipulative. It's so hard to provoke him, okay? And so I would not trust him if I were his wife, if you ask me, okay? Such people cannot be trusted, okay? And so, because now, he talks to you about what you like to hear, and then he stirs you into Mahayana. It's sick. Anyway, I find the lack of honesty bothers me. Okay. Okay, so you see the point? The point is that relax. Don't try to teach him so much. How about, my advice to you is this, there's only so much he can understand at his age. At each age, there's only so much they can understand. So the way you connect with them is spend time with them. Like grandma. Grandma, the kid. I don't think he does it to you that often. But he sees grandma. Why? Because grandma does things that he likes. Grandma shows that grandma likes him, loves him. That's what he wants. Okay? And then that's the main thing that you feed him with. And then occasionally, once you earn his trust, that's when you say, no, don't do this, don't do this. So you see the difference is what the Buddha just said. I just showed you in a prior slide. Okay? Talk to him about what he likes, meaning that connect with him, bond with him by doing the things he likes. Don't try to teach. That's wrong. To me, it's so wrong to try to teach so hard. You're trying too hard. You're taking it. You are too serious. Okay. To me, it's so beautiful here. Okay. He says, let's have fun together. Let me tell you about. We'll talk about what you like. And that's teaching. Sangbuk? Are you paying attention? It's not about Four Noble Truths and whatever. That's for scholars. That's for people who are smart. For the rest of the people who are not smart, you need to talk to them about what they like. Got that? You're stuck on the intellectual. If you want to save a lot of people, become a Buddha, because you need to save a lot more people in order for you to become a Buddha, you need to do this. Is it clear, everyone? And they're all asleep. It's okay. Any questions or comments? Yeah. So there again. This is. I remember. One of my co-cultivators, a bodhisattva, okay, he met Master Hsuan disciples a long, long time ago, okay, when we did not even cultivate. Before we started cultivating, we met Master Hsuan. He met Master Hsuan disciples, a big shot, and so this they both went to Berkeley. My co-cultivator has a PhD. Master Hsuan disciple does not. Okay? He has a master's, maybe even less. Okay? Maybe at most master's. So, in the world, when they hear a PhD from Berkeley, they say, oh yeah, you must be smart, right? Okay, so he says, so I find it funny that, so Master Hsu's disciples gave my co-cultivator this Avatamsaka Sutra, this section of this Avatamsaka Sutra that speaks about numbers. And he talks about, and he says, and this is how the Buddha counts. The counts are from this number times 10 times whatever. You know, the 3,000 大千世界 the Asamkhya kalpas and so forth. So you in Indian Buddhism, Asamkhya has a certain number of zeros, okay, and so forth. And he says, look at how the Master Hsu's disciples said, this is how in Buddhism we count numbers. Okay, so try to get the number zeros in this thing. Okay, and it's funny because my co-cultivator, he looked at that, he looked at the numbers, and no, I'm not going to bother because it's I can't count. Okay, and it's funny because this is how Buddha puts it. Okay, measureless, boundless lands, multitude. So you take infinity to infinity. That's very, very simple. Okay? All you have to do is that, and then all people, anyone who knows math would say, okay, got it, I understand. Okay? Meaning that I won't try. I won't go there. I won't try to put a number of zeros behind it. And that's exactly what this is about. When you see boundless and so forth, it's just beyond your wildest imagination. Okay? If you still try to understand, you're missing the point. And so he says here in these two lines here, you can take countless living beings. The Buddha can then put them on a single hair pore. Okay? And what it tells you is stop trying to understand. When you try to understand, that's when you cannot. Okay? Don't try to pretend you understand either. Yeah, of course, the Buddha can put everything on, countless living beings on a hair pore, and you're pretending, you're BSing, okay? And this is a teaching behind this that's not emphasized enough in the Avatamsaka teachings. When you see these numbers, or too much, okay? It's the same thing that my co-cultivator did immediately. Instinctively, he says, no, I won't go there. It's impossible. That's when, if you understand math, okay, that's fundamental, most basic things. Then the thus-come ones then sit serene amidst the assembly, so perceive a mouth again dragon. So he can take countless, boundless living beings, put them on hair pores. I don't know what he does to the rest of the hair pores. I have no idea. Don't ask me. He puts them all there, and then he sits there. And that's why I'm trying to tell Samvuk Sini. Buddha's, what he does all day long is to sit as well. Okay, yeah, cool. Serene amidst the assemblies. Okay, yeah. And so he does everything effortlessly. It's like inconceivable states. And he's able to do that while sitting in meditation, while teaching others. Okay, see, try to understand that. So it's kind of tall tales, if you will. When you listen to the Avatamsaka Sutra, it's tall tales, but actually it's you one of these days. The angry, hateful thoughts of all sentient beings, the fetters, covering, and delusions, as deep as the ocean.
一切众生嗔恚心，缠盖愚痴深若海。
are completely eradicated by the someone's sympathy, Blazing Dragon observes this with lucidity.
如来此泯皆除灭，焰龙观此能明见。
It rhymes. Lo and behold. The angry, hateful thoughts are all sentient beings. Okay, the world is full of anger and hate. Okay, and as it gets worse, people are more angry nowadays. I feel that people are angrier and angrier. People do not become less angry over time. They only become less angry when they're about to die or they're very sick. Okay, as long as they still have energy, from their food, from their monster drinks, they get angry and angry. Okay, and what happens when you have this anger and those hateful thoughts? They actually are fetters, coverings, and delusions. They will bind you. Fetters are things that will bind you. Coverings will cover you. Bind you meaning that restrict your movement back and forth. You cannot move freely anymore. Okay? Covering is that it covers you up. Therefore, you can no longer see. You cannot see it clearly. And that's very, very dangerous, by the way. Why is it dangerous? Because the problem with coverings, that's what you don't realize as a teacher. I noticed that the problem with coverings is that you think you see, but you're not seeing as clearly as you're supposed to. And yet you believe that you can see clearly. And therefore, you get in trouble and you don't realize it. Okay? If you see a fuzzy and blurry image, okay, and your mind, your delusions, fill in the rest. So you're distorting what you're seeing. And that's very dangerous in your cultivation, in your life, as a matter of fact. Okay? So this is extremely dangerous because he's referring here to the anger alone. Now, it's one of the three poisons. Anger alone, okay, are actually sentient beings, all living beings have so much anger. Huh? Can you think of a day where, unless you sit around like Sangwok Sunim, in a temple, in her room, no one sees no one. When you go outside, has ever been a day where you haven't met anyone who's not angry? I'm asking all of you. I'm speaking from personal experience. Every day, okay? I always meet at least one angry person. Anyone? That's 2, 3, 4. Koreans never met angry people. Every single day, I'm always able to meet one angry person at least. That's sad. Isn't it scary? Who do you meet? That's one person. 2.
Myself?
Yeah. Every morning I walk in and brush my teeth. Oh, hello, anger. Because every day I get angry. You only have one child. I have 20, 25. You're bound to find something that really angers you. Okay? And this is sad, because when you're angry, you have fetters, you have coverings, you have delusions. Oh, wow. The verses sound like nice and pleasant and good to read and impressive and so forth, but to me they're so practical. It's like a mirror. I'm looking at myself. I say, wow, anger, that's me. Okay? And now, what's the consequences of being angry? Your fetters, you're restricted, your movements are restricted. Okay? Not only movement is restricted, what is the problem with anger? It depletes your energy. You can get up very feeling fresh and energized. As soon as you get angry, you become tired very quickly, and you need to eat again or drink again. Yeah? That's what happens. Okay? The fetters are not they're simply not simply refraining you. Okay, like those chains that refrain you, okay, or those things that restrict your movements. So also the fetters are the fact that you are exhausting yourself. Okay, coverings again, to me, the most dangerous thing to be in terms of cultivation, from a cultivation perspective, is the coverings. They're extremely, extremely dangerous, because I've seen too many people, too many very hard-working cultivators, monks and nuns and lay people. They work so hard, and they have coverings they don't know about. And therefore, there are or regressing without knowing, because they don't see clearly. And that's why do I talk about coverings? Is because that's how the demons and the ghosts stop your cultivation. The coarse ones are the ones that come and say, I kill you. I stopped you. You can't come here. The most dangerous ones are the ones that delivers coverings to you, and you don't even know. You can walk for 20 years, and you don't realize that covering is like blinders, like on a horse. You can only see so much. You cannot see the rest. And therefore, you think you know where you're going, but actually you're missing out on a lot of things. Okay? So coverings are, for cultivation, is extremely, extremely dangerous to me personally. And the problem with covering is that you don't know. You keep on going off on a tangent, and pretty soon you're lost, okay? And you lost for 20 years, and you say, I'm so proud of yourself. You see, I've been doing this for 20 years. I've been doing this for 30 years. How many years have you been doing it? I said, 2. So after 20, 30 years, you got further and further and further away from cultivation, okay? And whereas the person who does it right in 1 day, 1 month, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, they're much better off, because they don't have this covering things. You see, the fetters, you know, you'll be restrained, right? So you say, I'm going to do something about my fetters. Okay, I'm gonna break out of jail. I'm gonna punch through the holes and get out. Okay, fetters are coarse. Coverings are entrapments. How's that? Okay, and delusions. Illusion is that you think you're cool. You think you're special. Yeah, as deep as the ocean. And then Master Shuhai added, it's not the anger, but also the greed and the stupidity are also the other two poisons. They are just as dangerous. Okay? And think about it. In life, there are three poisons there that render us helpless. And we don't realize it. We're so sure we know we're good at what we do, we have some success, we have some recognition, but we don't realize that the three poisons actually are killing us, are drowning us slowly. Are completely eradicated by the thus come one's sympathy. How can sympathy eradicate the three poisons? The fetters and the coverings and the illusions created by the three poisons. How is it possible? Tzu mean is pity, sympathy. Tzu is kindness. Min is pity. Actually, it should be kindness and pity, not sympathy. Sympathy doesn't have enough kindness to me, and is not deep enough of pity. Sympathy is, oh, I feel for you. But pity is that I really feel for you. No? Same thing. Sympathy is that I'm connecting with you, but Tzu is that I'm reaching out to you. You see, so the word sympathy in English cannot replace Tzu Min, is kindness and pity. Kindness because he's kind. The Buddha is kind because he says, you're suffering so much, I don't want to add to your suffering. Let me give you some relief out of kindness. I don't want to add to your suffering. Instead, I want to give you relief. I want to distract you from your suffering. That's kindness. Okay? Does it help? You're overdoing it. To me, kindness is like, maybe distract this person from suffering for a little bit. That's kindness. Stop the suffering for a moment. That's kindness, isn't it? It's defined in Buddhism as bringing joy to people's lives, but let me broaden the definition for you. Sometimes it's as simple as distract them. Stop, numb the pain for a while without drugs. Okay? So that's Tzu. Tzu is kindness. Min is that I really, really feel for you. Okay? When I see you in pain, when I see you, when I read the news or watch the news, it really, really very hard on me because people are suffering so much. I feel guilty because you all are so kind. You protect us. You give us, you spared us from a lot of things. I know I'm very grateful. I want you to know that if I forget tomorrow because I'm old, Alzheimer's is not that far away. Ask the doctor, she'll tell you. Okay, my age, Alzheimer is always about to happen. Okay, but I see how much people suffer. And we're so shielded from that. We are here behind the four walls, and we need anything. My disciples will call, oh, can you help me do this? Oh, can you help me do that? And so that we can remain safe in our environment, within our four walls. You're so sheltered. So to me, it's very important for me to drive out and look at people and see the furrows in the forehead, okay? And how the husbands, you go to a restaurant, husband looks disapproving at the wife, impatiently at the wife. Okay? No, never said that. I see it everywhere I go, especially Chinese couples. Husband always says, why are you so slow? You don't get it, do you? They never say it, but it's all clear in the eyes of the attitude. And the wife says, I know this because that's how my disciples look at me. Okay? They look at me like the wife look at the husband, say, oh, you're an old coot. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know us. You don't understand us at all. Okay, now on top of it, now they have to worry about jobs, money, and drugs, kids going on drugs, young children killing themselves. Oh God, I feel like crying. Yes, way bound.
Master, is the concept of making beings less suffering, is that to be compassionate or to be kind?
It's compassion.
So here is like more compassion, to be compassionate, right? Not just kind.
And both kindness and compassion.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, usually kindness and compassion go together in Buddhism. Okay, usually you don't have one without the other. You have them both. That's why we always use 慈悲, okay, kind and compassionate. And it's translated as compassion, translated as a kind. Well, actually, in Buddhism, 慈悲 is kindness, kind and compassionate. They are actually hand in hand. Okay, when you have 大慈, 大悲, you don't ever say 大慈 alone. Okay? 大慈, 大悲, okay? Because they are one, different facets. Okay? But they teach us about kindness, they help us understand it better. But once you get there, you understand that 慈悲 is one, it's not two. Yes, Wei Mountain.
Master, what is the difference between compassion and pity, like Bi and Meng, Bei and Min? Is there a difference?
The difference between what Min and Bei, you mean? Huh?
Yes, Master.
Okay, there's two different things. Bei is compassion, okay? The other one is pity. Okay? The difference is that in Buddhism, in Mahayana, we have the word Da Bei, great compassion, meaning that you can feel others' pain. Min, even if you add the word Da Min, it's not the same meaning as great compassion. Min only means that you pity them. But the Da Bei means that you feel the same pain. That's so different. You see that? Meaning that, Min is that you suffering, I feel for you, but stay there. Okay? You are you, I'm me. I'm a better human being because I feel pity for you. Okay? I feel compassion for you, but it stops there. because you're still you. Your legs are hurting, your things have, the bad thing happening to you is just you. I have nothing to do with it. That's mean, okay? That's pity. Compassion is that, great compassion is that when you suffer, it's the same as I suffer. Does it help? Okay. Okay, you're welcome. So, let me ask you the original question. Why, how come the thus come one, the Buddha's sympathy or kindness and pity can eradicate the fetters, the coverings and delusions? I remember because this really bothers me, that most people cultivate, they don't realize it. They think they can figure it out. They think they understand. They don't realize the coverings. That's what they cannot see. They understand what they can see a little bit, but it's a lot of coverings they cannot see. Yes, too.
Because I feel Buddha's energy is like so big, that's way bigger than oceans of anger, stupidity, and ignorance. So it's like a drop of ink get into the ocean. It just doesn't feel it anymore, just dissolve it. So,
boy, you have a lot of imagination. Your imagination is very fertile. Okay, anyone else? God, this woman is so intellectual. Anyone else? It is very, very intuitive. Avatamsaka Sutra is very intuitive. Yes, too.
Master, I'm not coming from an intellectual place. I'm coming from an experience let's say, like one time I meet an extremely angry, irritated, and frustrated person. And I was in a, I'm not a, obviously, I'm just in the unmoved, compassionate, and kindness state. And just, I see her. I did not even say anything. She dissolved and it got better. So I just extrapolated that experience to Buddha. I was like, wow, if you're in front of Buddha, oceans of compassion, kindness, and energy can dissolve everything.
See, you say from you go in the Buddha, you use the intellect. That's my point. Anyone else? How can the Buddha's kindness and pity can eradicate the coverings, fetters, and delusions? This is why it's so beautiful. This guy here, the blazing dragon, he observes it and he says, he really eradicate the fetters, and the coverings, and the delusions of living beings. That's what Buddhas do. And he confirms it. He said, wow, meaning I want to do that too. You understand that? When he sees it, wow, this is so cool. Yeah, that's what I want to do too. Such a beautiful thing. Just like us, when you see Elon conning people and making a lot of money, a lot of young people say, yeah, I want to do it too. I want to become a billionaire too, a trillionaire nowadays. That's the only thing that matters. Okay? It's very, very intuitive. It says here, when the Buddha sees these fetters, people are restrained, they can't move, they don't have freedom of movement, okay? And they're covered up, they're so confused and they think they understand. They're so sure. They say, my eyes cannot deceive me, my ears cannot deceive me. And that's why, remember how dangerous covering is. Think about this. You have the lights here, you can see right now, right? Imagine you cover up with the fabric here. Oh, there's no fabric here, sorry. Fabric in the altar there, okay? Okay, you cover it up. You see clearly now. When they cover it up, okay, you think you're still seeing a similar thing. That's what happens to you. That's why it's one of the most scary things in life, let me tell you, from my personal perspective, I have the problem with that. When I'm covered up, I cannot tell. Okay? And I seen it happen to so many of the people around me. They got covered up and they don't know. It's scary. They're so sure. One moment they see clearly, next moment it covers up and they cannot see clearly anymore. And their eyes and their brains are filling in different with their imagination. You see it in your patient, don't you? All the time. That's what they do. Okay? And so the Buddha, kindness and pity. Pity, he said, oh boy, I feel so bad for you. Okay? And therefore, you're in such pain. I want to give you relief. Okay? No matter how much pain you experience, I want to give you relief more and more and more. Yeah? Because I know your pain comes from the fetters and covering and delusions. Okay? So when I give you relief, I give you joy, I give you pity, okay? Make you feel stronger and better about yourselves, okay? Slowly and gradually, you'll be freer from the fetters and the coverings. Because Buddhas are relentless. He would never abandon you. He would never desert you. Unlike your husband, unlike your wives, unlike your teachers, Buddhas will never desert you. Okay? The point here is don't look for anything extraordinary. If you have limitless kindness, you're kind today, you're kind tomorrow, and you're kind the day after tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow, you're kinder, and then a little bit kinder, and then kinder. It's the kindness there is endless, and that alone will bring an end to the fetters and coverings. It's so powerful. You're looking for miracles? No, just be kind. And kinder and kinder. No matter how badly they take it. It's still kind. It's so powerful a statement. Remember fetters? Okay? They're held up and they say, Buddha, it's your fault. Why can't you free me? Coverings. Hey, take it easy. Koreans, you know. You couldn't even hear she screaming in Korean. God, this woman is violent. You see, the kindness is that it's like a mother comforting a child that's throwing tantrums. You know? Yeah, it's okay, honey. It's okay, honey. It's okay, honey. Notice that. And eventually the child, after he's so tired, he gives in to you. And that's the power of kindness. You're always looking for, there must be an antidote, there must be a solution. No, just be kinder. It, to me, is so powerful of a Dharma door. Because you know what? I want you to remember this, you mothers and teachers, future teachers. They will always remember your infinite kindness because no one else would do it for them. They're going to leave home. They're going to abandon you and you abandon mommy and find another woman, it's more fun to be with, okay? But they will never find anyone as kind as you are. And that's the lifeline, folks. In the worst times of their lives, they remember that. He said, when no one cares, I said, looking back, only my mother would never abandon me. My father would never abandon me. Unlike Master YongHua, when it's difficult, he disappears. He goes on vacation, goes to Korea. Okay. He says, I'm out of here. I work hard enough this weekend. Oh, time is up, by the way. Okay, can I wrap it up here? Okay, can I take 4 minutes? Okay, you see that? You see, this is what I want to stress to you. The infinite kindness of the Buddha. And he says, he says, oh, I really feel for you. You're suffering so much. I really feel for you. And they try to be kinder because they still see your suffering. That's why Tzu mean in that meaning is that he sees your suffering, so he only has to be kinder to you, and kind to you, and kind to you. Okay? And not ever stop, no matter what. And you should be crying. You're not crying. You are also so conditioned to being a hard woman. Life has made you so hard. Okay? And Blazing Dragon observed this lucidity. Okay? Lucidity is sympathy. That's why I didn't change it. It's not really sympathy. You know that? But I kept it because of lucidity. Lucid. Huh? Anyone has a car? Oh, never mind. Thank you, everyone. Did you have a question? A final comment? Yes, too? Now we go and do our, this week is Thanksgiving week, so then we go and do shopping for Thanksgiving, yeah? Prepare for the feast.
Master, I just feel like you actually said it. I feel like I'm so hardwired to be a hard woman. I don't really value kindness. I value sharp advice and wisdom from others. That's also what I give others. Mm-hmm. And I understand I'm blind on this. Mm-hmm. I feel like I don't value kindness that much as wisdom mm-hmm. and sharpness from others to me, and mm-hmm. that's also how I behave to others. Mm-hmm. So what don't I see? Like, what am I missing?
Something wrong with you. I'd have to figure it out. I can't figure it out yet. Not on the Thanksgiving weekend. Yes, ma'am, in the back. Do you have something to say? You 4, say something. Be kind to her. This woman here is who has no kindness in her heart. 4.
Thank you, Master. I just want to say thank you for your teaching. It's like touch me at the core.
You're welcome. But no one has cried today yet. Thank you.
I am. Over the weekend, my children have like a bow manic at the same time, and then have such a hard time. And then my son and I went for a walk, and then I told him that, son, you see, when things tough happen like that, and then you see so many homeless out there because most of them have mental illness, and when the family cannot handle them, so they kick them out. So we need to be kind to each other and be there. Try mm-hmm. the best you can, but your teaching is be kind and compassion is hit right.
Please remember this, folks. I know this will apply to so many of you. No matter how difficult it is, no matter how impossible it seems to be, use limitless kindness like the Buddha. Just give. Okay? And you may not see the immediate results, okay? Results immediately, but let me tell you, I assure you, that person remembers. And will never forget, because you're the only one who ever does it to him or to her. That is so important, let me tell you.
Also, Master, your light really helped because my son said, Mom, it could be that the winter is coming, so seasonal depression is really hits for most people too. So when he started to feel that, and
you teach him.
And then, yeah.
You love her by learning to endure her. When it's too much, walk away and come back and do her some more. Until you can't anymore, walk away. That's how you show love, not only to her, but to the next woman, next person.
Yes.
Okay? Yeah. Use it as a teaching point. It's not right and wrong. It's about how we treat each other, how we stick together in the worst of times and never give up.
Thank you, Master.
Yes, Wei Bao.
Master, today you illustrate the beautiness of kindness and pity. I remember that last time in your Dharma talk, you mentioned that when someone is in depression and if we feel for them, we might open the door, and that is kind of dangerous. And I want to know that when applying the kindness and pity, are there some conditions?
For me, yeah. For me, I have to like you. I don't like you. I don't want to be kind to you. Okay. I'm too old. Okay, that's my excuse. No, it's. I want you to learn about the principle, but apply this to someone like your family, the one, your mother, your daughter, because that's real to you. You need to practice on those people first. But for strangers, you need to be more cautious because it's a lot more complicated than you think. At your level right now, stick to the families or a very small circle of people around you. I would do that until I have more real samadhi power, then I can take a lot more beating. Okay? Initially, be conservative. Stick to only the family and the one close to you. Okay? That's it. As you become stronger, then you want to expand so that you use it as part of cultivation as well. Okay? All right. Thank you everyone for sharing this Thanksgiving weekend with me. Okay, is it too early? Okay, too early. Okay, welcome back next weekend. I repeat the same thing. Thank you.